So glad that you've been sticking with us. It's been an epic day at Sunset Beach Vans World Cup, and it's not over. Evan Geiselman, Yago, Dora, Makai, McNamara, and Ian Crane all out in the water, and the waves continue to pump Ross Williams. I see mountains of white water and corduroy lines.
Yeah, this is a beautiful looking set. Look at that classic Sunset Beach right there. Light east, northeast winds. This is picture perfect. Let's see if someone can hook in.
Big opportunity here for Evan Geiselman, goofy foot out of the East Coast, and gosh, a little bit late on the takeoff, and unfortunately for Evan, that wave just spun down the line.
Let's see if someone can hook in.
Big opportunity here for Evan Geiselman, goofy foot out of the East Coast, and gosh, a little bit late on the takeoff, and unfortunately for Evan, that wave just spun down the line.
Yeah, and you get that a lot here. You kind of get put in a trance. You just keep paddling deeper and deeper. You think, oh, it's perfect up there, and next thing you know, you can kind of put yourself out of the zone. And what happens is you'll get closed out on. But during a break, this is Makai McNamara, local boy, raised right here on this beach. So he's going to have some serious local knowledge. And Makai, look at that. That is a bit of a magician's work right there, sneaking through that doggy door exit. So not a bad start for Makai. And here's the skinny goat, Kaipo. Yago Dora from Brazil, great surfer, huge talent. But you can see this barrel shuts down. Watch this almond-shaped barrel. It's very hollow at the start, and now it's going to clinch. So you need that wave to cooperate and stay open just for another second or two, and then you can escape. And Geiselman kind of lead that charge for the young American hopefuls.
Well, here's another American from San Clemente, California, Ian Crane. A nice lanky goofy foot, 23 years old, calls T Street home, and look at that throw in the tail. Can he ride out of that? Hang on, Ian. And he does it. Now, that was a little progression there in some bouncy sunset. That was pretty cool with the tail throw.
Well, we know for sure we've seen 2 tail slides today now. So, I mean, it's pretty classic Sunset Beach. It's what we would call 6 to 8 feet. Literally, it's about probably 12 to 15 foot on the face. And so it's rare to see a tail slide this progressive right there. That's a lot of fins out the back. That would have been cool to see visually from out the back. That's not your normal move for Sunset. Typically, you'll see slalom-like moves where guys are kind of plowing through powder, like a picture snowboarding in powder. But today, if you can pull off a move like that, you're going to keep the judges on their toes.
But, you know, it seems like the judges may prefer your classic Sunset lines because a 3.5 just got dropped for Ian Crane.
Catch more of a traditional wave at sunset and try and provide some power surfing.
Well, let's see if we're going to get some traditional power surfing from Makai McNamara. Highly likely aiming for the barrel. Little pocket ride for Makai. Comes off the bottom and swoops a cutback into the corner. And he kicks out. He's going to back up his score that he opened with a 4.17. It's currently the highest score in this heat. Let's take another look at this.
Yeah, Makai, super aggressive surfer, also an absolute charger. This kid is not afraid of surfing pipeline, backdoor, is starting to get in a mix and big surf as well as his brother Landon. You know, in a QS event, there's 128, so you get a lot of different flavors.
This guy, he wants to be on the big show. Evan Geiselman, nice hook off the top, patient, great containing of his speed. Second mid-face turn, just wants to make this wave. Now loading up for third one, a little bit more aggressive. And Geiselman gonna have to cut back into the channel and maybe get another lipper, just another cutback, but surf that wave, and I think contest surfing-wise, surf the smart wave. And Ian Crane right behind him. Another goofy foot from the USA. And Crane banging away on a couple off the tops before he kicks out, but
well, you know, Sunset's a tricky wave, so it's not a bad idea to scale back on your first wave and finish on your feet. Throw a number at the boys, you know, and start building. But this maneuver right here is pretty aggressive. So at least he had one maneuver that had, you know, a little flavor to it. The rest of the turns, I agree, he was just kind of projecting down the line and smoothing them out. So let's see the aggressive turn. Nice little snap there, but again, keeping his speed towards the channel to make sure he can finish the wave. Very similar turn. This is the vertical one. So it was all about the bottom turn. He pivoted and put himself right in a business part of the hook. So again, you know, the judges will be excited about that one move.
I think it was really smart surfing for him. Here we go with Ian Crane.
Ian Crane at the back. This wave, much more slope, not as steep. So it's going to be tough to squeeze out a score from this wave. Even runs into the whitewash from Evan's wave. Got one little climb in, but more or less a throwaway. Coming from a long ways away, Kaipo, long interval, and you'll see that. A couple of breaks in the action, and all of a sudden it'll just come pouring in. And during the break, wow, how's that snap right there from Evan Geiselman? Beautiful hook, but just the one. Unfortunate for Evan, because he would have been, you know, barking on the door of a huge, or knocking on the door of a huge score had he had a couple more turns. Makai McNamara next. Nice little gaff into the channel. Unfortunately for Makai, ran out of shallow water. That dreaded deep water channel always kind of munches the wave up until it's gone. And then a third wave in a set, Yago, Dora from Brazil. Wow, another crazy attack right there. That's not your typical maneuver at Sunset Beach. Hit the lip and then backs it up with a hook. So he's going to have himself a healthy score.
Case in point, Griffin Colapinto at Haleiwa with that insane air reverse. That could have been a clip on any kind of movie. Ian Crane up and riding. And a nice hook off the top. Bottom drops out from under him. He sticks with it, going down the line, bangs the lip one more time. Sets up now, the wave slows up, and he kicks out. So 2 nice turns for Ian Crane. He's looking for a 5-3-1 to move into second place. I'm going to ask you, 5-3-1, Ross.
5-3-1. It's questionable. I want to see a replay. But for Ian Crane, he's still got a lot of time on his side. And everyone's kind of in the same boat. No real 2 solid scores out there. Here's the replay. And Ian Crane, that is a nice hook right there. So I'm liking what I'm seeing already. It's feeling definitely like a 5. And then just tapped the lip there before that wave ran into the channel. The first maneuver was almost a 5 in itself. You know, it's big, it's overhead, and he's going to put his board right in a hook and actually got air coming out of it. So the judges will eat that up. This maneuver, not as much. He gets involved, but you know, the wave just dissipates. So it's questionable. In fact, the score drops.
Line, and he's going to utilize that priority right now, dropping in, little rail grab bottom turn, hooks it off the top, loads up again off the bottom, vertical second arc, stabs the lip for turn number 3, and kicks out. So well-paced, well-timed, well-surfed wave right behind him. Evan Geiselman, who's currently in second place, a little skipping out on the bottom, but makes up with a vicious gaff right back into the hook, and the whitewater survives through that. Gets back to the shoulder for a couple more turns, and he kicks out. So commitment for Evan Geiselman on that turn for sure.
It's almost kind of an accident when it happens. You know, you're not really expecting a free fall, but it's a result of hitting the lip late. And so, you know, he got right up in the pocket, did a snap, and because he was so committed to, you know, the craziest part of the wave, the steepest part of the wave, he had to air drop out of it. So that's going to bode well for him. And, you know, Evan had a couple quick snaps just to add to it after. Same kind of wave here for Yago Dora. Really nice snap here, but watch this one. He's going to have to air drop out of it, you know, so that's showing a lot of agility to be able to reconnect with your board after free dropping at sunset is very tough.
Makai McNamara now making a move, taking a look at this. It looks like he may be tube seeking on this one. Looks for the stall, pulls in the barrel, travels through the barrel, comes out. Let's see if he's got more. Wave lining up in front of him, gets a nice snap. Little air under his board, comes around the section again. Let's see the closer. Can he stand up through the end? Stands up, throws the hands in the air, a little gesture, and thinking that he got that 716 right behind him. Ian Crane from San Clemente. Lanky, goofy foot setting up, fading a bottom turn, and going vertical. Wow. And Ian has some hand jive as well. So I'm feeling an emotional ending at this heat. We're inside a minute, down to just 40 seconds. We're going to be on standby for those scores. Let's take a look at it again.
Well, I tell you what, this is definitely in the mix for a 7.16 from Makai. Nice barrel, was pretty deep too, and did a great job staying involved with the barrel. He stalled. Great little floater there, getting airborne, and then this really added to the score. I think he needed that last section to get that 7.16, so great surfing right there to navigate that barrel, but it wasn't super long or super deep. It was just solid. The floater added to it right there, getting a little air, but that closeout section, I liked it. It just offered one more maneuver for the judges to kind of just, you know, taste and keep it there to see if they could really give him that score to turn the heat. Here's the cool thing. Ian Crane was right behind him, and he's not out of this either. He needs a 7.43, but that backhand snap that Ian Crane did was, in my opinion, easily the best turn of.
And let's take a look here. how did Ian Crane get the score he needed?
Wow.
This was an 8-1-0. Chris Cote here with Pete Mill. Pete, talk us through this wave.
Well, that first turn out there on the steep section, and again, a second one throwing the fins. That was pretty critical.
Very critical.
And then again, the barrel ride here from Makai. Both these were solid scores. They're separated by 0.3, 0.4. So again, I mean, the two critical turns. You know, Makai did well on this wave, but I think, you know, the Ian Crane's wave, it was those first two turns, the first one on the outside and then the finish move, pretty darn solid. So amazing finish.